Relief. Anyways, I'm Ken Coles, General Manager of Farming Smarter. I'd like to welcome you to Lethbridge's first plot hop, as we renamed it. If you notice that, I'm going to make you guys plot hop out in the field later and see how many of you are gutsy enough to actually do it. I'd like to introduce and thank all of the Farming Smarter staff, and they've all seemed to run away when I start introductions, but we do have Claudette behind us here. She's our communications manager. Dawn Weeb is our new financial boss now, so if you haven't paid up, you talk to her. And anyone else around here from our staff? If you see somebody that you don't know, just give them a punch and say hello. Yeah, I think we're wearing shirts today so you can tell who we are. To thank all of the sponsors, basically I'll have you guys look at the wall of fame behind us there. That's everybody that contributes to the extension part of the organization. We really appreciate the support. I think of special note, we have Brian Kennedy with the Alberta Wheat Commission here. He's a hardcore supporter. We might even give you a hat if you're nice to him. Yeah.
Those don't come out easy.
Autumn Barnes with the Canadian Canola Council of Canada will be helping instruct one of the modules today. We're going to start off with Dr. Brian Barris. Here he is over here with Ag Canada, looking at some of the winter cereal trials. We have Hector Carcamo next to Brian there, just to put his hand up a little bit higher. I have to tell you a story about Hector. We were out doing sawfly work out on a farm near Nobleford, and we're all packing up and ready to go, and there's no Hector. I was like, where the heck is Hector? And all of a sudden he stood up from the wheat field. I'm here! I'll never forget it.
It was very tall wheat.
Yeah, it was a good crop. It was about this long. Anyways, one other thing that I wanted to mention is we've got a number of other events going on this summer. June 23rd, we'll have another crop hop. And then our field school this year is July 3rd. No, I'm saying this wrong. 5th to 7th, right?
Yeah,
5, 6, and 7. We've got little postcards, or if you didn't get any in the mail, if you want to grab them at the front desk for reminders, you can put them on your fridge. Oh, what are our other dates? We've got another tour out in Medicine Hat, July 14th. And
trip to Cuba coming up in January 2017.
yeah, who doesn't want to go to Cuba? Anybody want to go?
Registration deadline is the 1st of August, so that's why we're going to now.
Start saving up. So we took a group of farmers out to Germany last year for the Agritechnica show, and this is sort of a continuation. We were told we don't want to do any more in the summertime, let's do some winter trips, so we had a great time in Germany. The idea about Cuba is there's a lot of great conservation farming techniques that they've learned over the years. Actually, because of the environment they were in with the embargo, they really didn't have access to modern technology and were forced to do it. So we thought it'd be fun to go take a look at it before it's all gone, because quite frankly, it's good.
You will need a translator in Spanish. So
You're going to come?
You have to take me.
Awesome. Hector's in. Probably about 25 seats. It does actually. If you are tour guide, that'll be perfect. I can fire the other one. Anyways, it does actually, they do tend to sell out so pretty quickly. If you guys are interested, it's a great time just to even get to know each other, and I've seen some pretty cool relationships develop over the years on people that have gone on these trips. So keep that in mind. We also have our disease plot hop in 28th, I believe, of July, and that actually reminds me of the last but not least important person of the day is Dr. Mike Harding at the back there. Seems to be like it'll be a great time to start thinking about fungicide applications, so make sure you ask him lots of questions as far as staging, that sort of thing. Probably we're going to cover most crops, eh Mike? On another note, one thing I want to throw out there is, do you guys consider yourselves owners of Farming Smarter?
I do.
Well, you get a wheat hat. So this is something that we're the board of directors, and we have I think one director here, anyways, Jacob Cody. The board of directors is we as Farming Smarter has been growing to help deliver good research and extension to farmers and agronomists in Southern Alberta. We've gotten to this point where we have to take a stop and realize why we're doing it and for who. So we don't have an honest-to-goodness, clearly distinguished membership. So that's something that I want you guys to think about as participants is, do you have a sense of ownership in this organization? You could if you want to, And it's important that we figure this relationship out, as it's going to help us determine the path moving forward. So keep that in mind. If you have a chance to either call up some of our directors or myself and think about, what is it about Farming Smarter? We are a nonprofit organization. We even have our charitable status this year. But before we start going out and continuing these big strategic plans of continued growth and doing more research, we want to make sure we're doing it for the right people and in the right ways that it's impactful. So we've always considered those of you that show up to our events as members and owners. But anyways, something to think about. Any questions? I think there's some porta potties back there. There's CCH sign-up sheets. In Ross Mackenzie tradition, I've only printed off a few copies of this, but it's always fun to sort of look at what's happened this year weather-wise. Did you guys have enough time to get things seeded this year? Pretty reasonable year. As we look compared to normal, how do you think we are for moisture generally? Low? If you gave me the right answer, I would have given you a prize.
Medium.
Almost in all cases, we're just about exactly on par with seasonal average as it comes to moisture. Of course, it seems like there was a pretty good dry spell, but that rainstorm May 19th caught us up. How do you think we are for heat units this year? Who said hi other than Jack?
I did.
Oh, shit. Jack's wife. Okay, you'll get a hat. So Lethbridge here, interestingly enough, we're almost double on corn heat units this year. So we had a nice early spring. The moisture was low early in the spring, lots of wide open space to seed. So the red line there, if you guys have one, has been lots of flat lines. That's been giving us that open opportunity for getting seeding done. The corn heat units, very, very, very high, almost double in a lot of locations. So throughout even Claresholm currently on the corn heat unit side of things is more than double. So lots of heat, but maybe not the best time for it as we've got these seedling crops. How are things looking out there generally? Yeah.
If we have lots of heat units, but the crop has not been, what good does it do?
It pops up the ground faster.
Pardon me?
It pops up the ground faster.
I don't think, honestly, that the 30-degree days at this stage is very good for most crops, except for maybe a few. Which ones? Yeah. But then on the winter wheat side of things, I think we were hurting for moisture. I think, we had that long open spring. The winter wheat was growing like gangbusters with that heat, and then we started to dry out on the dryland side of things. But I'll let Brian comment on that. Certainly, way more heat than we're accustomed for the spring, though. Like, we've already got 600 corn heat units started up. Any other general comments regarding the weather? Foremost seems to be getting all the rain this year. I don't understand it. Anyways. So what we're going to do next then is we're actually going to drive down the road to Brian Barris' site. So it's going to be down Jail Road. If you know where the Rainbow Riding Association is that fell down and then rebuilt all of a sudden, we're going to be turning left into Brian's site. So Brian, you have your red truck today?
Yep.
Brian's going to be taking the lead. If we could get as many of you guys to sort of hop in with each other so we have at least full trucks. And then we'll head out to Brian's site. After that, we're going to come back. We're going to turn down the Sunnyside Road here. That's Sunnyside, right?
Whatever.
I got it wrong. This road right here to our pivot towards the irrigation demo farm. The first approach there's a little dugout. We're going to park there and then head down to our plots and Hector's plots. So let's head out.